Well, good evening, everyone. I'm gonna be your shoutcaster for moving on to the last game. So, once again, guys, my name is Vulcan. With me is Cherie. We will be your shoutcasters entering the succeeding match. So, I guess for coming back for this game, you gotta hand it to Thailand.
Both, actually, for both Thailand and their wild cards, because they managed to have it on a 2-on-2 for points. So
2-for-2.
this is the last game that actually will dictate who is going to the finals.
So if you miss Arctic right now, you're gonna be stuck with me for the rest of the day. So let's hope that you are used to my voice, and not to mention Zay is here to compensate for my loudness. But going back to on a serious note, guys, we thank you so much for coming back to our stream. We really thank you for your support. But now, let's see. A 2-for-2 is something that I personally say, as when you're talking about a best of 5, it's not a best of 5, it's not an AWC game if there's no invade, but it's not a semifinal spot when you're just going to go for 3 games, and that's what we're going to have tonight.
That is right. I'm pretty excited because from the previous plays that I managed to watch, it's both intense because both of the teams are not actually giving up without a fight. I mean, there were nexus that were there were towers down, there were objectives limited for both sides, but it's really an intense fight, and I'm looking forward for this last one.
So let's not wait anymore. So before we load up to the first drafting phase, the drafting phase for the last game of the best of 5, I mean, it's something that when I saw the AWC bootcamp coming in. So guys, I forgot to mention, welcome to the AWC bootcamp powered by Axe. We are now moving on to Thailand wildcards versus Thailand main. So
that is right.
Opening bans, Cherie.
That is right. We see the usual bans from the previous games and to the last matches. We see the Aura Malok still as high priority, together with the Superman and the Teamy. Looks like you won't be seeing any Teamy plays today, Vulcan.
I like a good Teamy play. I like Teamy as a hero, but I find it powerful enough for people to ban it out. That makes me want to buy it even more. I actually bought Teamy and I pretty much suck at it. I mean, I'm pretty curious how these pro players are going to use it. So this is going to be a priority ban. You can understand why they will remove this Teamy.
That's right. For Team Wildcards, they're going to ban out the Wonder Woman this time, considering that they're the ones who used it onto the last match. Maybe because they don't want this to be onto the hands of the main team, but for the main team, they're going to ban out that Omen right there.
So I think we're still seeing the Zenial being open, immediately jumped on by Thailand wildcards. But hang on. The Alice is still available, the Flash is open. Not to mention we see popular picks such as the Liliana, and yes, it's open. Not to mention the previous pick coming from Thailand, the Max will be picked up for this game.
That's right, but I'm pretty surprised that the main team didn't go for the Alice as their one of the first 2 picks right here. That would lead to the wild card actually, it's open for them. They can actually pick it if they want to, because this Senior Alice is a good combo packed up with good DPS, and we see here that the wild cards had Ryoma as initial pick.
Good CPS and good CC, because the Alice and the Zenial has been paired up all throughout towards the run of the bootcamp. I mean, I'm returning towards, let's say, game 5. I'm caught by surprise, honestly, by everything that's happening. But one thing that sets straight for you guys is that when it comes to double supports, it's not common. What I say, Alice open, taking away wildcards.
That's right. It's pretty much of I see the confidence right here coming from the wild cards to actually have this kind of team composition right here. Meanwhile, as much as I'm wondering as to why they put Alice open, but in response it was actually pretty good because they have the Lindis and the Lubu here to compensate the Max and the Liliana abilities.
Liliana, Lindis, Lubu, one of the contested picks, rather the priority picks that we did see in the previous group stages, but now going on to these playoffs, you can see how that's not the case for this one. That's not the case for this Lubu being prioritized. What are we seeing right now? The trend, Max, first pick already going into the Thailand main. But I want to see what is wildcards gonna go for here. Flash, like I said, is available, but the Zephyrus will be paired up with the flash.
That is true. Looks like Team Wildcard here going on for a solid at the same time with good initiating abilities coming from that flash right there. Also, they have a Zephys. Ooh, this is quite good, especially for skirmish fights, if, of course, together with the Ryoma as well. But meanwhile, for the main team, we have the Grak as their final pick right here. That's pretty good to compensate for the overall team composition.
I mean, Grak. Grak entering the game 5. We did see it picked before in game 4. It's going to be interesting. They're going to go for more pickups happening on two sides of the maps here. I want to see how the level 1s will go. We're seeing the Liliana, we're seeing the Lendis. Can just zone out the enemy heroes, not to a point that they can actually contest or go for early 1v1s.
That's true. We can see those smiling faces coming from the main team right here. So far, I can see that the main team is quite confident with their team composition right now. But as to the wildcards as well, it's pretty amazing that these two representatives are actually representing their home country right here with good fights.
You know, it's great. It's good stuff here because when it comes to Thailand and Thailand main and wildcards making their way towards the bootcamp this far, Thailand, you guys should feel proud. I mean, this is your squad representing your country, your region. Might as well root for both of them. But note that after a best of 5 series that goes all the way to 5 games, you know for sure that whoever wins from this series is somehow worthy of moving on to the finals.
That is correct. But meanwhile, we will be seeing who is going to be triumphant for this last game for this match right here. I mean, it's pretty intense. 2-1, 2-2 for both sides. And Grak for the early hook right there for the Alice.
That's disgusting. You go for an early hook. You go for the first ball. And that is just crazy start for Thailand main because that Grak, I did talk about level 1 invades. That was exactly what I was looking for. A decisive first blood will go to the Liliana.
That is true. I mean, I like that, knowing that Thailand was very confident and brave right there to actually engage into that first fight, knowing that the Alice is a squishy target right there. So it was a good opportunity coming from that Grak.
Okay, that's good thing that they got a first blood. So what? They're doing more things here. They're not stopping with the first blood. They want more from Thailand wildcards. Not only they took down the first kill for themselves, taking out the Alice, they've invaded the entire red side, taking away the Mike Golem. But look at Cherie right there, trying to contest the stage buff. Didn't happen.
That's right. And we can see here that the main team is more grouped together into the middle side of the lane. The Grak, good hook when it comes to the flash right here. But suddenly goes away.
Moss does disengage from that flash, from that clash. Does not want to commit towards that Grak. So Moss still making great use of his early presence here. Level 2 is on this Grak. It's okay. Low econ right there. You don't need much items on the Grak to be effective. Your kit is more than enough for yourself and for your team to capitalize on easy kills. That's the game for Thailand main.
That's right. Meanwhile, we still see here that the Grak roaming into the bottom side of the map here, hoping to get that good hook to get that Romeo out and, you know, actually go for a good pickup.
And now we're seeing here for Romeo trying to clear out the waves here. Great clear coming from the Ryoma, but managed to get some stun, get some damage onto him. Abyssal Dragon is live right now.
That's right. But so far, I think the wildcard is going to contest to this because they don't want as much as possible to get this Abyssal Dragon from the hands of the main team.
Okay, so when it comes to how Thailand main is going this pace, kill score wise 0-1 near the 3-minute mark. Mike Golem being taken away by Kit. Goal lead wise, thanks to that first blood, looks like they may set things up for Abyssal side. Alice going in with a shield. Sees Moss. Won't commit towards that. Lubu is also there. Oh, they're still thinking through. Great hook onto Romeo. Trying to get away. Trying to flicker away. There comes the Zenial here. What a response coming from TAOZ. Now turning the fight in the Abyssal Dragon Pit towards the wildcard side. That's gonna be it. That's over for wildcard main, for Thailand main.
That is true, and this is also a good position for Team Wildcards to actually get that Abyssal. But knowing that the Grak is there, that was a good hook coming from that Grak right here. Alice being stunned. Liliana doing the poking ability. Liliana going in for that Alice, knowing that the low health right here. Zenial trying to aid that friend right here. Alice manages to escape the ult coming from the Liliana right there.
Really close call. Close call for KSSA. This Alice. You see this Alice, you gotta look out for this support. I mean, you remove the Alice, you remove the shield, the stun. You remove so much from Wildcard. So, not only that this Alice player was the fact that Thailand may got the first blood, but also the reason why they were able to take away the first Abyssal Dragon, pinching the heroes to their favor. Romeo under the tower, 007X is not flinching and takes away the kill from the Ryoma.
So far, as much as the Alice wanted to help back there, but numbers also matter here, so it's gonna be pretty hard for that Alice. Meanwhile, we see on the top side of the lane, just poking between that Max and Signal, but the Flash is there to help, going down towards the middle side of the lane. Liliana Grak into the bottom side, getting that Might Golem of Team Wildcard.
Okay, things are going steady for Thailand main. 1k gold lead going to their side here, looking at the gold wise. Okay, looks like Thailand Wildcards, they're not lagging behind just yet, but Drewwy, he needs to snowball in this game, going in hard, going on to the Liliana with a Cyclone there, but he's getting locked out by that Grak. He regrets his decision. What a kill going to the Lindis.
That is true. That's what they always say, that do not go alone. Especially don't engage on fights that you know that there are more numbers of your enemies right here.
You gotta watch out.
Yeah, that was a good favor when it comes to the main team right there.
Okay, what was Drewwy thinking there? I mean, I've seen Drewwy throughout the bootcamp stage. I've seen him before, but when it comes to that, that is questionable. I get it, you're level 6, you're ahead for now. But when you're facing 3 members of main plus the Grak, you're gonna get locked down. You're not gonna escape, and that's why Wildcards has lost the Flash.
That is true. It would have been more effective if the Flash had a comrade nearby. And we see here that the main team is putting more pressure when it comes to limiting the resources of the Wildcard. Meanwhile, the Wildcard here just taking the Spirit Sentinel for a little bit of bonus gold.
The game space right now is slowly wrapping up towards main side here. 2k lead, near the 2k mark for the red side here, and what a decisive ultimate coming from Kit. Managed to get away from the range of that grab from Grak, but meanwhile that's enough time for them, that's enough room. Looks like they're taking away the Abyssal Dragon.
That is correct. That is the second Abyssal for the main team right here. Meanwhile, the Grak has a good hook right there. Coming more engagements coming right here from the bottom side of the lane.
And the Naka will engage the fight there. A response to the Zeno is more than Wildcard needs to win the red side fight. Romeo gets a double kill. Cherie's been locked down there. Cherie tried to go in there, but Zeno again. TAOZ, what a pickup onto the Lubu. Cherie is low, but can he go for the cleanup? Okay, Romeo says, I have enough. I'm kind of low. We'll let him live, but that's okay. That is Romeo getting that sweet triple kill.
That was an amazing pickup coming from the Wildcards, right? I mean, using the advantage. Oh, looks like Alice goes for the stun right there, the spot in the middle, but not enough in the range.
This is dangerous for Wildcards. They overstay. What a shutdown. Going to MeMarkz. Can he go for more? There's gonna be a dive happening here. Oh, that's what I love about a Liliana pick. That's what you want. Double kill and going for those exit kills.
That bravery of a tower dive, I'm really gonna commend that. Meanwhile, the Flash goes in with 3 people for the main team. That is not looking good for Drewwy right there. I mean, that reckless, well, you could say reckless engagement, because it's 3 main team right there. And it's going to be careless if you just go in there without any comrade or a good plan at hand.
I mean, you have a plan, solid plan. Even if you go in, you're pretty much dead because, like I said before, there is a Grak. The ultimate's more than enough for you to be locked down, and you're not gonna escape. You're the fastest in the battlefield, but you're not immune to any CCs. So Drewwy has to respect that. Wow, Thailand main, because of those pickups, looks like they're gonna take an easy Dark Slayer.
Thailand main here getting the advantage onto their hands right. I mean, look at the turrets that the Wildcard has. It limits the map control that they already have right here.
Oh, this Dark Slayer is gonna be good. Drag this dot, connect his hook there. We see Cherie with a max. He can go for a hard on engage. But I still have good hope for the Wildcards to try and win this back because there's going to be that engage onto Cherie. Cherie 3v, okay. Looks like Cherie's going to be picked up by 4 members of the Thailand Wildcards. That is the pickup they want. I mean, okay, you're behind. You can do something like this. Pick off each and every member of Thailand main. make the numbers in your advantage.
That is true. So far, Team Wildcard here is buying time so that the Darkslayer buff would be, finish on the countdown right here. Yeah, it's gonna expire, and see here that the main team is taking more resources for the side of the wildcard so that they wouldn't get it onto their hands.
That's very true, Saya, because we're seeing the Darkslayer buff. It's gonna expire in 22 seconds. Thailand wildcards trying their best to delay so that the Darkslayer will expire. 17 seconds left on this buff. Looks like wildcards, they are fully respecting the duration of the Darkslayer. They're not pulling the trigger just yet, but looks like Moss was trying to look for something in the mid lane, did not connect his hook.
That's right. We see a little stun coming from the Alice right there, but it wouldn't do much because maybe just a little bit of poking. Meanwhile, the Lindis here taking advantage of the range that she has to actually put damage onto that turret. Meanwhile, Cherie successfully going into that top with a 2v1 engagement coming from the wildcard, but Max successfully went for that ult.
Okay, Max just bought enough time for the main squad to pressure the bot side. Look at Drewwy going for the flash cyclone, calling in that Zenial a bit too late. Drewwy is down.
That is correct, and that was a good double kill coming from the Liliana right there, which is a little bit of pressure coming from the wild cards right here, because other than they have limited resources and limits the map control, this is also a big pressure coming from the bottom side of the lane.
TAOZ, I think he's dead. Am I right? He's dead. He's gonna come back to life again, and he may die again. But he's pretty much dead at this point. So it comes down to Thailand main just crippling. This is a pressure game right now. You saw wild cards going for 2 members to the top side, right? That's enough, but that's okay. They can afford to do that because they have the Zenial. But you are behind by 4K gold. You're not gonna have an easy time doing that.
Yeah, that is correct. Meanwhile, we see here that the wildcard has, of course, they can't pretty much go to and fro around the map right here because the main team here is going for the Abyssal again for another extra gold.
That's what I want to go for, man. I mean, 3 towers in the hands of the wild cards and only 4 Abyssal Dragons towards Thailand main. Giving nothing to the wild cards, that is great. That makes that 5K goalie ramping up.
That is true. So far, we see that the main team here is going to try for a split push, considering that the Gracklin is onto the top side, Liliana, Lubu onto the mid, and the Max going solo to the bottom side of the lane.
They're going for a 2-4-2-2-1 configuration here in the map, but looks like Cherie trying his best to buy some time. Look at Kid going for the linear pickup. Zenial is here, the Angel is here, and looks like Remix forced to flicker away. Oh, missed knock up happening for the Zenial there. Drewwy coming for the clear in the rock punch, and now they're just pushing back Thailand main away from the top side, but they were able to pick up Moss for that kill.
That is true, but look at Max into the bottom side of the lane, actually shoving away that minions for that wildcard right here. I mean, despite giving pressure, wildcard giving pressure to the main team, Max successfully, gives a bit of more pressure to the bottom side, considering that he managed to shove the minions, and we see here that the Flash is having a good response with that.
So, the way that this game is progressing, I gotta say, looks pretty good for Thailand main, but come on guys, we know that when it comes to a 2-for-2, you put these players in a high stress scenario, you put these guys through hell, and now they're so close to moving on to the next stage, so they will do everything they can to win this series. So wildcard still holding on to whatever they have, they're waiting for them to scale at this point, especially Drewwy.
That is correct, and so far we see here that the main team is going to be careful this time around because one miscalculation, it's gonna be over.
Okay, Kid, are you gonna die? No, you're gonna call help from TAOZ. That's fine. But MeMarkz in the side here. MeMarkz is gonna do some kite around. Wildcard's pushing it hard. Oh, Cherie just going in onto the Drewwy for the assist there. Meanwhile, it's gonna be Remix. Gonna be the last one standing there. That's gonna be picking up that 007X. Lindes going on to TAOZ. That's gonna be a great kite. Great kite coming from the Lindes there for the onslaught spree. And now looks like the main squad were able to remove 2-for-2 trade. But still, I think this is the favor of Thailand main because they're ahead, they can afford an equal trade-off.
That is correct, and of course we see that the remaining members of the wildcard had no choice but to back away because it's going to be a pretty risky for them. And we see here that the Lindes going again for that Abyssal Dragon for, of course, extra gold in their hands.
That's easy to take. That's such an easy thing. Finally, we're seeing some control happening by wildcards in that clash. but they have yet to secure any key objectives. At least they're pushing away the towers. That's enough for now. But the Dark Slayer will spawn in 10 seconds.
That's right, and the main team being in good position into the Dark Slayer side. But we see here that the team wildcard is also going steady here to the top side of the lane. But I'm guessing that the main team is going to have a good pickoff if they manage to have that good opening.
Okay, that's gonna be the Thailand main going for the clear students top side. I see. 3 members is in the mid lane. Now Thailand main sees this. 4 members are now in the DS lane. Romeo will get healed. Drewwy going in with a Cyclone, trying to chip down 007X. Drewwy going back. 007X is slow. Meanwhile, leaving behind Moss there. Looks like Kid gets the ultimate streak there. Now Cherie's left alone to tank the shot there. Cherie gets taken now. MeMarkz and 007X is there for the cleanup. This is the ace they are looking for. This could be game set for Thailand main.
Congratulations indeed. I mean, that was a pretty good cleanup coming from the main team right here. And of course, since there are no enemies, they're already going for the core, and that'll be it. And it's going to be a 3-2. I mean, 2-3. And congratulations, Team Thailand main. That was a good game. Well played.
Good run for Thailand main there. So looks like many fans out there are pretty happy. They were rooting for Thailand main when you're talking about the best of 5 series. That's great. That's great that we get a full 5 games here. A great story. We saw how they have climbed throughout the semifinals now towards moving on to the finals, right?
Yes.
Finals, yeah, finals. So, well, GG well played to both teams, especially Wildcards for making this far. But we're gonna give the spotlight to Thailand main. Congratulations for moving on to the finals.
That is correct. I mean, Thailand here just proved that they deserve to win that, right? I mean, that was a good game, a pretty executed done by the main team right here. But also seeing the fact that the wildcards put up a good show right there. So I'm going to say that they're actually representing their home country right here.
Yeah, they should. I mean, they made it this far. Now they carry their hopes for their region. But now, looks like that will settle for now the set of matches for Thailand Wildcards versus Thailand main. I mean, guys, thank you so much for watching the AWC bootcamp.
It's the 8th day.
Playoffs, actually. Semifinals. So, I mean, great support there to your teams there. I like it. I like seeing the players watching right now. They're rooting for your favorite teams. They've been telling that you gotta watch out for this team. You gotta watch out for this player.
That's right. But meanwhile, before we go on, we have a little bit of a break right now.
We'll continue after the short break, guys. So, once again, my name is Vulcan. With me is Seora. Thank you so much for watching the AWC Bootcamp Playoffs Semifinals for Thailand Wildcards versus Thailand Main, with Thailand Main securing this series. See you there after a short break.
Team tower has been destroyed.